Welcome back to really sudden ends to episodes here on Touhoumon World Link Revised. The last part I did the rest of the route before Meteor Falls, and then I did Meteor Falls, and then I started the route after Meteor Falls, and then Lawnmower started, so I stopped that part to see how loud it was. It didn't really appear all that loud. Like I don't think I could hear it. And when I went back and listened to it, but you know, it's over now anyway. So now I continue this route. I don't know, this might, depending on how long this route might be, this might be the whole part, or I might continue on to what's after, or what's going on with Magma. I don't know. Command to battle. I was talking about a Fire Emblem or something. Hair color of child units in Fire Emblem games, and how some of them don't make sense. You're a fighting type. Have you reached Steel yet, or have you not gained that privilege? Yeah, I was kind of done with that discussion anyway. It was something like, I was talking about Cordelia, and how like, I don't think Severa can have her canonical hair color unless you have her mirror the Avatar. Whereas in Fates, you had Kale Dory, who is Cordelia, but again, I think there's lore about how they literally, like, I think they, like, share the same soul and are, like, reincarnations of each other or something, but yeah, they're the same character. So you can have Severa be her, basically your own mom's mother, like a different version of her. It's really weird. But they, like, make a point out of that, because most of the... Koichi! Ouch, ouch, ouch. When it comes to Fire Emblem and the support conversations that the child units have with their parents, the parent that's not the default one, they're mostly the same, because, you know, there's so many combinations of them that making them different would be a ridiculous task. So they make them mostly the same, with maybe a dialogue change. What can you evolve the Leaf Stone in this game? I didn't even know there were stone evolutions. Okay. In fact, what is that? What is the item description for that? Make certain species. Okay, I don't know what evolves via leaf stone in this game, but apparently some Pokemon do. It's interesting. Yes, there are some alternate forms that I wasn't aware of. Yeah, for this the like Severa and Kaldori for conversation, they make it a deal about how, you know, her daughter is basically her mother. That's kind of awkward for her. An iron. What can I do with an iron? Probably have a couple of these. Yeah, defense stat, give that to a werewolf. You know, I think you have, don't you have lower defense anyway and heightened attack or something? I don't know. Go ahead and get rid of these items. Is that all I have? I guess so. Yeah, that thing they did with Fates, they brought back 6 Awakening characters. They took Owain and Severa and Inigo. My Bonica have black belt level strength. Our eyes met, there's no getting away now. Battle Girl Helene and Psychic Alex. They brought back Owain and Inigo and Severa. They had them, like, they had a whole DLC about this, so I'm not gonna explain the plot, but basically they got transported between dimensions, so they could be in the next game. So they were in the next game, but then they did, what they did with the other 3 characters was, you know, instead of having them literally be the same character, they're like, technically not the same character, but they're like reincarnations of each other, or they're reincarnations of there, because I think Fates takes place in the past or something. But they're basically the same character, but they're like slightly different, because, you know, their past isn't the same, but they're still basically the same character. They did that for Tharia, however you pronounce her name, and Cordelia, and Gaius. God, I do not like the Gaius one. The other 2 are fine. I just don't like Asumi. I think that's the Gaius one. Because they introduced, like, a daddy issues plot with him that did not exist with, Gaius. I don't know, maybe because it's the other 2 ninjas in that game. 3, I guess. Kagero and, Kaze and Saizo. I don't know, maybe just, I liked them a lot more, so when they brought in Asugi, it was Gaius but worse, but I don't like that one. The other two is fine, I guess. Keldori is just Cordelia again. And Rajat, however you pronounce that name. She's basically Tharia again, but she's better than Tharia because she's not a horrible mother. It says, because if you didn't know, Tharia from Fire Emblem Awakening is canonically a terrible mother. I don't exactly remember all the details, but because you know the Awakening children, they went back from they came from the future, and then they went back to the past to meet like past versions of their future parents who are now dead. And from what I basically remember is like the future version of Tharja, who died in the future, that raised the version of her daughter named like Nor or something. Apparently she was such a bad mother that she like gave her daughter like deep psychological damage. Just like kind of treated like a joke in the game. She kind of like snaps at some points, and it's kind of fucked up. But you know that's her character. But that'd be one thing if you know that's not the actual Tharja you use. That's a future version of Tharja that you've never seen who went through other things. So you know you can't judge the real Tharja based on that. Except the very first support conversation between like the Tharja you actually use in that game and the future version of her daughter, and she like uses her as a guinea pig for like curses and stuff. So yeah, her daughter like traveled through time-space to go see her mother again, and the first thing her mother does is uses her as a guinea pig in stupid dark magic experiments. Yeah, I don't like Tharja very much because of that. So ironically, the Fates version of her character is just objectively better because it's just Tharja without that stupid thing. Because you know you can make Rajat a mother too if you have her avatar, like marry her, and you know she has the same copy and pasted support that all mothers of Corrin's daughter have. But, you know, she may have the same copy paste relationship with her daughter that every single other one does, but at least it's better than the one Tharja has. You seem rather capable. Let me keep you company. You know, Tharja's a very popular character in Fire Emblem, and I just have to wonder how many people who like Tharja like actually know that part about her character, about what a like piece of shit mother she is. I don't know. You think any of the people who didn't know that found that out? Do you think that changed their mind at all? It's kind of like, I haven't done this in a while. I talk about Okina, favorite doll character. It's like, Okina's a pretty popular character. It makes me wonder how many people like her. I've actually, like, read most of her canon material and realized she's kind of an asshole. I mean, I can understand liking a character. I understand liking a character, even if they are an asshole. But, like, how many people who are fans of Okina actually know how much of an asshole she is? I don't know. Alright, so I finished that little corner of the route that exists for some reason, and now I'm gonna go down here and do the rest of this route. I guess I was talking about Undertale Yellow a lot last part. I can talk about the actual Undertale. It's like 10th anniversary happened recently, and apparently because of that, there was like an update to Undertale or something that added stuff. You've disturbed my meditation. You'll be punished for it. Right, you're the psychic, even though you just look like a schoolgirl on the battle screen, on the overworld. See Raisin. I'm honestly surprised more of the psychics don't have Raisin, considering what she does. And her mind bullets. Yeah, I haven't really looked into what that's all about, but apparently they added a bunch of scenes, and the only ones I really know about is, apparently they added a scene with Gerson, where he gave some lore about the human monster war. So I guess that was kind of interesting. And also, like, there was a bird character that showed up that I guess is supposed to be, like, Birdley's mom or something. So yeah, that happened, and some other stuff happened. Avarobonika, would you like me to show you? Oh, no, I haven't really looked into it. I've never really been nearly as interested in Undertale as I am in Deltarune. Most of my interest in Undertale mainly revolves in how it relates to Deltarune. You know, I still enjoyed Undertale Yellow, but like the actual Undertale itself, it's like, yeah, it's cool. Like, you can't touch this thing, can you? All right. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna throw some rocks at you. All right. Shadow Punch. What is... Saragamaru is just like... Look at this! 80, 80, 80, 80. You can just learn everything, can't you? I don't even, like... Do I get rid of knockoff? I guess. Because the main reason you need knockoff is for psychic types, which Ghost is also super effective against. Right, you know what? Before I do this, look at the fucking type chart. I have it on hand. Never look at it. It's right here. Alright. Ghost. Ghost? Where's Ghost? Right there. Super effective against Ghost. And Psychic! Wow. It's actually neutral against Dark. That's interesting. It's not weak to Dark. Yeah, I guess no... But knockoff gets rid of an item. That's really good. Get rid of the stupid citrus berries. Whatever. Man, Saragamaru. Really good, isn't she? Definitely chose the right option. Alright. Can you die to ground, please? Why do you have Faint? Okay, that did no damage. I thought Faint was a Dark type move. I guess it's not. Right. Does Mudshot normally lower accuracy? I don't remember there being an 80 power ground type move that lowers accuracy. I remember, like... Not called Mudshot, is it? Or is it actually just called Mudshot, the, like, really weak ground type move that lowers accuracy? Do they just make its power a lot better? You want my Bonica, don't you? Not really. Oh, this is where we are. Right. That leads to Rustboro. That's where I am. Okay, I understand now. So I guess I just walk back to deal with Magma? Guess that's what I do? My bot repels, but instead of doing that, I do this. If this speed up is obnoxious, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to stop doing it. Alright, now I don't have to deal with wild encounters until I reach the grass again. So yeah, I guess now that cutscene happened, I can go all the way back, deal with Magma, and then go down that mountain, and then deal with the town that has Flannery in it, and at no point during that entire time are they ever going to give me a good rod, so then I have to go fight my dad, and then I will finally get Surf, and then I can get the next two members of my team. So why would they give you a good rod before you can get Surf? I swear the rods in Pokemon are, like, some games they just take way too long to give it to you. I'm pretty sure there are a good portion of Pokemon games where you don't get the Super Rod until the post-game. I'm not catching members of my team in the fucking post-game! Unless maybe Gold and Silver, because that game's stupid. Like, half the Pokemon you can get... Okay, that's massive overgeneralization, but yeah, there's quite a number of Pokemon you can't get until Kanto. For some reason. I don't know, Johto's weird. The mindset, I think I've heard people talk about this, the mindset Game Freak had when making Gold Silver quite a lot different than they have with the other games. It's mainly just, they didn't expect the first generation to be such a success, so when they made the sequels, they were kind of like trying to lean into the whole finding like weird, rare Pokemon. Like you're an explorer, discovering stuff. And so you just had like the weirdest Pokemon in that game. Where it's like you can find this slug, the lava slug. You can't find that until like a random route in the post game. And Mischievous, I don't think you can find Mischievous until like Mount Silver. It's like what? And then no trainers use them. Like why? There's one new ghost type in the Johto Dex, and the ghost type gym leader doesn't use it. So, I don't know, it's supposed to be like, I don't know, it's trying to have the game, trying to promote the game via playground rumors or something. Little Timmy's going like, guys, I swear, I was going through route whatever the fucking Kanto. Remember when I was gonna stop swearing? 2 episodes ago? I was going through this random route, and then I saw our slug guy. He was so rare. I got the proof right here. How do I get back here? Can't go this way, right? How did I go this way? I guess I go this way. Then I go through this cave, and then I go back. Was I talking about something? I was talking about like Undertale or something, right? Oh, it had new stuff in it. Okay, can deal with Magma now. Magma grunts are gone, yes. Yeah, I was complaining about how I never have the game won't give me a good rod. The cable car is ready to go up. Would you like to be on it? Please step this way. Alright, I get to deal with Maxie. Then I get to deal with Team Magma, which means I get to deal with Maxie. My favorite character. Can I do a stupid voice? Maxie from Team Magma, yes. Yeah, I think this is the only point in the entire game where you can see Aqua and Magma dueling it out. Which I wish they did a lot more, because it was like kind of one of the main things of this game is 2 villainous teams and they're against each other. But this is like the only time this really happens. Hitmonleegees. If they expand the land, there'll be less habitats for Water Bonica. Water is 70% of the goddamn world. We're going to keep making more land. Dude. I don't even get into the facts where if you like flood a bunch of land, that's just gonna be like the fresh like okay, you flood all the water, you flood all of the land, right? There's no more land. It's now Kevin Costner's, is that guy's name? Waterworld, right? Like even if you flood all the land, it's still like there's still land. That same land is still under the water. So you basically created it to where there's now like a couple feet where the water Pokemon can now swim. But still, they're mostly gonna swim in the deeper parts anyway. Oh, Team Aqua, so stupid. But again, I understand why they're so stupid, because they're run by fucking pirates, but then we get to Maxie and he's somehow stupider! You'd better not mess with us. We're trying to awaken that thing for the benefit of everyone. Okay. Garinko, I should have guessed you'd show up. See for yourself what the fanatics of Team Magma are up to. They're trying to inject the stolen meteorite power into the volcano. Doing something like that will cause the volcano's eruption. Right, they're trying to cause a volcanic eruption to explain the land, right? I don't know if you know what a volcanic eruption does, but it kind of just spills this thing called lava everywhere. And when lava touches people and Pokemon, you know, the land, the people and the land Pokemon, Team Magma is going to help. The lava is going to touch them and then kill them. Fucking hate Team Magma so much. Meteorites pack amazing power. Like, they're trying to, like, it's one thing later on when they get to Groudon and they're trying to cause a massive drought, which has its own massive problems here, but they are literally going to cause a volcanic eruption. And later on in the game, I'm going to explore this now, when they fail to tame Groudon, their grand plan is to steal jet fuel, or like rocket fuel, and throw it into a fucking volcano to make it erupt. They're so fucking unhinged and stupid. Annoying Team Aqua, they always mess with our plans. Like, I don't think they changed any of this in the remake. They're just still just as stupid. And like, they try to give them like like character arcs where they realize what they did was wrong, but it comes off as so dumb because it's not like I realized this was wrong, my morals were wrong. It's more like I realized that things that kill people kill people. Oh. We're Magma, they're Aqua. It totally annoys me that they use a name like ours. What? You're Magma. Named after lava. They're awkward, named after water. You don't like that. Why are they using Momijis when they, you know, they put Kagero in this game as like a Fujiana equivalent, and that's why the team leaders use them as a Fujiana equivalent, but they use Momijis anyway? We're Aqua, they're Magma. Burns me that they've used such a confusing name. What's confusing? Okay. Maybe this is from like an earlier, this isn't nearly the first version of Touhoumon hack for this game, so I know there's purple. It might have been from version more than that, but versions that only went up to like 13 or less, so that's, maybe they'd have the Momijis for that. This is the holdover from that. They didn't want to make Kagero overworld sprites, because you know that's work. Man, and there's a Touhoumon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you know the game where like the puppets chase, they like are behind you the whole time? They have like sprites made for all that too. I don't know if I'll ever end up playing that though, because I've already played through Johto in Enhanced Reloaded, so Heart Gold and Soul Silver would just be Johto again, but like backwards. I've said before, I'm not the biggest fan of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which is why I traded it for a copy of Pearl. That doesn't work. Oh, Team Magma outnumbers us. We can't keep up with them. Yeah, douse them in fire. It's Momiji. Momiji doesn't use fire moves. I just gave her one. Momiji, you learning fire moves? Just learn Fire Fang? You can double battle if I walk right here. Team Magma are working hard for everyone's sake. Sure they are. Like if that thing's power made more land, there'd be more places to live. You'd also have ruined all of the habitats of all the places that existed there beforehand. Everyone'd be happy. Oh, I'm sure they would. I'm sure they would, buddy. If there were more land, I'd be able to get a big house of my own. I'm gonna build on hardened lava. Okay, ignoring the whole, you know, lava kills people thing. This plan of erupting a volcano is slightly less stupid than that plan they have of reviving Groudon, which I guess I can go through now. Because whatever, I might as well have my whole Team Magma rant right now. Right, their plan is to use Groudon to basically cause a massive drought that would evaporate all the water. And that's how they're going to cause more land, because the water's going to evaporate and no longer be where the water was, so there'll be land there, right? Okay. This thing called the water cycle. You might be familiar with it, considering there's like, what, 2 or 3 total fan games I played that wouldn't shut the fuck up about the water cycle. Poison Claw. Is that even a move in Pokemon? 7100. That may badly poison. You know what, whatever, I never use a Cell Rock. But yeah, so when the water that Groudon evaporates, you know, it's gonna go into the atmosphere, and then it's gonna cause more rain. So the rain you evaporated, it's gonna rain again. Huh? What do you mean I lost? Unless, my dream of a big house, unless Groudon, maybe they explained this somewhere, Groudon actually has super duper drought, to where when Groudon makes the water go away, it's gone. So there's no more water, right? Okay, so Groudon, he's done it. He's evaporated the water, now it's gone, and we can put more land there. Here's the thing. Humans, they have this thing in them called water. They need it to live. So I'm saying, I'm pretty sure if you made heat so hot that it's gonna cause all the water in the fucking ocean to evaporate and be gone, that would also kill the humans, because the water inside them would be gone, they would die. Okay? These very basic facts that Maxie, the scientist, researcher, who's not a pirate, he's supposed to be smart, he doesn't realize any of these things until it happens. Okay? So you've come all the way here, but you're way too late. I've already delivered the meteorite from Meteor Falls to the boss. Are you Tabitha? Yeah, it's Tabitha. Team Magma Advent Tabitha. Here's the weird thing about Magma and Emerald. In Omega, in Ruby, there are two Magma admins. There's Tabitha and there's Courtney. Courtney doesn't exist in Emerald. Doesn't exist. And I thought the reason for that is they just wanted to cause less, like, bloat when using all the team leaders. So they were like, okay, let's take one admin away from each. So they take Courtney away from. You wanna use your move, Kagero? Not flinch over and over again. I mean, the moment I get rid of a Cell Rock, I immediately regret it. It's great. So you know they get rid of Courtney on Team Magma and get rid of Matt on Team Aqua. I don't think they did that. I think Matt is actually in the game. I think you fight him at some point. So, I mean, he has less of a role. I'm pretty sure he still exists. So they just got rid of Courtney. Courtney doesn't exist. I don't know why. I think when the remakes were coming out and they were like, here's Courtney, I was like, who the fuck is this character? Because my only experience with Gen 3 before that was like watching like Chugga Conroy's playthrough of Emerald, and Courtney no exist. Anyway, yeah, so all that bullshit about how Maxie doesn't understand the basic water cycle, or how humans are made of water, even though he's a researcher, he's supposed to be really smart, and I assume other people in Team Magma at least understand basic things, but they don't. Anyway, in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, you have Team Magma, you have Team Rainbow Rocket, where Giovanni finds wormholes, and he takes he goes through alternate dimensions to find the villainous team leaders from a dimension where the protagonist didn't exist, so therefore the villainous team leaders, they win because the protagonist didn't stop them, which makes sense for basically all the other team leaders. Like, it makes sense for, you know, like Cyrus, he invents his own universe or something, and then Lysander kills everyone except his elite people who paid to not die, and then Getsus took over Unova or something. But then it's like, oh yeah, Archie and Maxie, when the protagonist didn't exist in this universe, they somehow took control of Kyogre and Groudon, except that's not what happened in the plot of this game. So did they even go back and play through this game when they made that plot point? Because what actually happened in this game, spoilers, is you don't stop them from reviving Groudon and Kyogre. They do it despite you doing it anyway, and then immediately backfires. So, in this alternate universe where the protagonist doesn't exist, why are they suddenly able to take control of it just because the protagonist doesn't exist? And barring that, let's say they can take control of it anyway. Okay, they now controlled the Groudon's power, right? Okay, now you're gonna use Groudon's power to, you know, evaporate all the water and make infinite land. Okay, you're now back to the point of how you can do that, not fucking murder everyone. I don't know, apparently you did it. Even though I've lost, our leader awakens that thing. And then if Archie took over Kyogre and he made Waterworld, I honestly don't know. If Archie, like, flooded the entire world and made Waterworld, would he be fine with that? How many fucking people he would kill because of that? I don't know. Archie's kind of insane. Boss, hurry, give it the meteorite's energy. Hehehe. I don't know, they also specifically used the not remake versions of Archie and Maxie for Team Rainbow Rocket, so like the less developed and less sympathetic versions. So I don't know, maybe old Archie wouldn't give a fuck, whereas new Archie kind of seemed to be more sympathetic. Once this fucking idiot who wants to wrestle fish or something. Ahem. The power contained in the meteorite. By amplifying its power with this machine, Mount Chimney's volcanic activity will instantly intensify. Its energy will grow inside the crater and... Foo. I hate Pokemon characters who laugh with an F all the time. Who are you? I'd heard Archie's bemoaning a child who's been meddling in Team Aqua's affairs. It must be you, he meant. So you're thinking of interfering with us, Team Magma. Now you listen. Long ago, living things used the land to live and grow. That is why land is all important. It is the cradle of all. That is why Team Magma is dedicated to the expansion of the landmass. It is for further advancement of humankind and Bonica. And for that, we need the power of what sleeps within this mountain. Oh, there was no need for you to learn that much. But no matter, I'll teach you the consequences of meddling in our grand design. Look at that fucking face. It's a lot older than I remember him looking. I guess he does look really old in the remake, doesn't he? No. Played Alpha Sapphire, so I'm not extremely familiar with him as a character. A lot less prominent of a role in Alpha Sapphire. Because, you know, that's the funny thing about those games, is that the villainous team who's not the main leader, they're like supposed to come off as... They try to make him come off as more like... I don't know... Like they help the player at some point because they like lost, and I don't know. I also haven't played this game. I mean, I played Alpha Sapphire once in the past 5 years, so I remember a bit. Alright, a werewolf. I need you to not die to Remilia instantly. Okay, can you do that? I didn't save at all, so if I die here, I have to... Of course. I forgot about this. Rock Smash! Yeah, that didn't really do that well once, did you? I'm extremely over-leveled, aren't I? I don't know why. In the early game, I wasn't over-leveled. I guess just because I had 2 Pokemon and no more for so long. Red. Do you have any, like... Is Ren Ghost-type? Might be. Feel like she should be. Pretty sure in Enhanced Reloaded she was dark. She was fire ghost. Dazed by Shadow Punch! Yep, that's super effective, alright. Yeah, I'm like extremely over-leveled. I don't really know why. I guess just because I've been battling all the trainers and I only have 3 Pokemon at this point. Utsuho, that's whose theme you're listening to. Right, that's the weird thing about these guys in this game, huh? Can I use anything? Maybe fire flying. Yeah, I don't really have anything I can use. I need to use a werewolf, but she's kind of going to die. Try to use a super potion or something. Team Magma will never yield to some impetuous child. I should outspeed you, right? No. Okay, that doesn't matter. Yeah, Maxie has an Utsuho, and the Groudon in this hack is like a super Utsuho. And Archie has a Suako, and Kyogre in this hack is like a super Suako. What? I, Maxie, was caught off guard? But enough, I will back off this time. But don't think that this is the last you've seen of Team Magma. Even without the meteorite, if we obtain that orb... You wanna finish your sentence, buddy? There we go, thank you. With your help, we thought Team Magma's destructive plan. But whose side are you on? It doesn't matter. We'll remain vigilant and keep up our pursuit of Team Magma. Here we go, we shall meet again. You're not with us, then you're against us. That remix they use of Utsuho's theme, I actually do like that theme more than the original boss theme. Not the remake version of it, which is just a lot better. But yeah, for the most part, I've kind of wished they've just used the original battle music just because I'd like to hear it, and I've heard these remixes a lot already. But you know, the Utsuho one being used for the Archie Maxie battle is pretty good. Also fitting since, you know, I just fought an Utsuho. Jagged Path, Lava Ridge Town ahead. What is this? Cable car is gonna go down. Does it just lead me right back to where I was? It does. Alright, so about to end the part, but before I do that, I'm going to heal and then go right back to where I was again. Watch how fast Grinko can walk. I am speed. Before I went to bed last night, I got a video of my recommended, which is just Finn McMissile's theme from Cars 2. Which, if you didn't know, is the best part of Cars 2. Cars 2, I think I mentioned before, a movie I've probably watched in the triple digits of times. Because there was a time in my life we had no internet, and we just had movies we downloaded on like my Xbox hard drive or something that I just watch over and over again. So I've watched Cars 2 far more than any human being ever should have when I was a child. And I forced myself to like that movie because I was a child and I like bad movies. But Cars 2, best part of that movie was Finn McMissile. He's a spy car. It's pretty cool. Anyway, the next part I'll go down the path and then maybe do the gym or maybe do the town Flannery. Who knows? Goodbye.